Have you ever tried to explain Parkinson's fatigue and they look at you like you just said you're tired from, I don't know, a Netflix binge? If only it were that simple. This isn't the I stayed up too late kind of tired. This is my body battery is stuck at 3% and never fully charges tired. Well, today I'll show you exactly how to explain it to friends and family so they finally get it without you feeling guilty or misunderstood. And make sure to stick around to the end because I've got a Bryce-ism that's the perfect one-liner for the next person who says to you, you just need more sleep.
Welcome to Living with Parkinson's. The good, the bad, and the reality. Real talk, real life, real community with Bryce Perry. Let's begin.
Well, welcome to the broadcast. I want to thank my loyal viewers for always coming back and sticking with me. And if you're new here, my name is Bryce, and this is Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. And this podcast is all about providing strength and hope and support to individuals living with Parkinson's and their caregivers. I share motivational stories, tips, and insights to help you navigate life with Parkinson's. And if you're looking for that type of content, make sure to subscribe. Okay, today's program is how to explain Parkinson's fatigue to friends and family and anybody else for that matter. And let's dive in. What Parkinson's fatigue really is. So first of all, Parkinson's fatigue is not the same as being tired. Being tired is like your phone battery running low at the end of the day. Fatigue is like having a phone that never charges past 30%, no matter how long you have it plugged in. Some days I wake up feeling like I've already done a full day's work before I even had breakfast. And no, a nap doesn't magically fix it. It's not just physical either. It's mental. That brain fog where even a simple decisions feel like they're solving a complicated puzzle. I'll never forget a friend inviting me to a barbecue and me just saying, I can't, I'm too exhausted. And he said back, well, you can just sit while you're there. You don't have to do anything. I laughed because not because it was funny, but because it showed how little people understand. Sitting down doesn't fix fatigue. It's not about what you're doing. It's about the energy that your body has to begin with. So I went anyways, right? But I spent most of the time leaning against the patio railing, pretending I was just enjoying the fresh air. Inside, I felt like I'd run a marathon in wet jeans. So how about some practical scripts that you can use when someone is saying this? And here's how I explain it now. And you can steal these one-liners. Here's like a script for you, okay? Phone battery. Imagine your phone battery only charges to 30% no matter what. Well, that's me most days. Right? You can say that to kind of get people to understand and realize, okay? Here's another thing you can say. And again, I'm just throwing things out that you can use. Here's another thing I say. I talk about the gas tank, right? I start with a half a tank and every little thing drains it, even getting dressed. Imagine that. So imagine somebody says, well, just come and sit down. You don't have to do anything. You just have to be there. And it's like, okay, but let me explain. I'm like a gas tank, and again, if you want to save this video and you can come back and look at these things or stop and pause and write them down. Okay. Sometimes I use this one here, and this is like an old elevator one. Okay. So my body is like an old elevator. It still works, but it's slow. And sometimes it stops between floors. And usually when I say things like that, they kind of go, I get it. Right. I get it. How about you? Is that something that you say? Do you have one of these one-liners that you use to try to bridge that gap? And if you do, put them in the comments. Let me know. I'd love to hear what you have to say and start a conversation, right? But here's some things. How about some things not to say? Here's what you don't say. Number one, I'm just tired. You can't just say I'm tired. Don't just say I'm tired because they'll think it's fixable with a nap. Oh, have a nap. Why don't you lay down for a little bit and then we'll do it, right? Or whatever. It doesn't work. They don't you're not explaining it, right? You're just kind of saying it and they don't quite get it. If somebody doesn't walk in the shoes that you walk in, they don't understand it. So you have to have that patience to explain it to them. How about this? Another thing, don't just say, I didn't sleep well, right? Because if you just say, I didn't sleep well, they'll think it's a one-off, right? It's just a one-time thing. Well, okay, get better sleep then. Instead, give them a picture that they can't unsee. Give them a picture that they can't unsee. In just a minute, I'll give you that Bryce-ism that's perfectly sums up Parkinson's fatigue. It's short, it's true, and it might just save you a very long explanation. But how about this? Let's talk about a common myth about fatigue. And I want to bust a few myths right now. Myth number one, a nap will fix it. Nope. To be honest, sometimes it makes it worse. Sometimes that nap makes it worse. Sometimes you get a little bit of rest and your body's like, oh, I love that. And he wants more. And you feel even more tired. Okay. How about another myth? Here's another myth. Let's bust this out right now. Myth number two, if you exercise more, you'll have more energy. Okay, now exercise is great for Parkinson's, but it's not the magical fatigue cure. Okay, it's just not. Here's another myth. Myth number three. Well, you don't look tired. Well, oh, I love that one. Well, my face didn't get the memo, but my body sure did. So, I maybe not look tired, but do you think I'm lying to you? Do you think I'm just making something up? Right? Have you heard any of these? Things like that? Drop them in the comments. Let's build a list of the most frustrating or the funniest things that people say to you about this, because I think it's really important to kind of sit on that and look at it. I remember this time, and again, and here's how you know that you have to kind of give more of an explanation. Okay. I said it was actually, I'm not going to throw them under the bus. It's somebody that I'm related to. And they were kind of going like, look, and what's funny about it is these are people that tell me, hey, don't, take your time, take your time. I know, things are different for you. I know you've got this thing, but I remember them saying, they wanted me to come out for dinner. And I couldn't. I was exhausted. I was tired. And I remember them saying, well, can you just come for dinner? And I'm like, well, no, I just can't today. I'm just really exhausted. And they go, why? Why are you so tired? I don't know. I just didn't get a good sleep. Because, you think you just want to give them that quick one answer. I just didn't get a good sleep. Okay, well, that's okay. Then you'll come tomorrow. And I'm like, well, we'll see how I feel tomorrow. We'll get a good sleep. And I'm like, I wish I could get a good sleep. Have you ever had those weird, crazy conversations? So instead of going through this entire kind of back and forth, use one of those analogies. So use one of those scripts. I could have had a great sleep last night. It doesn't matter how I slept last night, good or bad. Doesn't matter what I did today. I could have moved one of my kids into a new apartment, or I could have just laid on the couch. But Parkinson's does something to my body that I cannot control. And sometimes I don't even know sometimes I'll be driving and it just hits me. Right? So you just have to explain that and go through it. And again, I know sometimes you think it's just easier to say I'm tired or I didn't sleep well. Don't worry, I just didn't sleep well, or, I'll be different tomorrow. But again, I think sometimes if you really break that down, a lot of times that leads to more discussion. Okay. So the next time that you have to explain Parkinson's fatigue, keep it visual, keep it simple. And remember, it's okay if they don't get it right away. You're teaching them something that they've never had to think about. All right. If you made it this far, you've unlocked the Bryce-ism for the day. Here it is. You ready? With Parkinson's fatigue, it's not about running out of energy. It's about never getting a full charge to begin with. What's the funniest or the most frustrating thing that someone's ever said to you about fatigue? Drop it in the comments below, and let's build a library of wish they understood moments. And remember, you don't have to do Parkinson's alone. Join the movement and be a part of this community, and it's a community that gets it. And until then, I want you to do life, and I want you to do it today.
Parkinson's may be part of your life, but it doesn't get to define it. Thanks for listening to Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. If this episode moved you, helped you, or reminded you you're not alone, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Want to go deeper? The Inner Circle is waiting. Monthly Zoom calls, 24/7 community, and a direct line to Bryce. You'll find the link in the show notes. Until next time, keep showing up and keep doing life today. Parkinson's may be part of your life, but it doesn't get to define it. Thanks for listening to Living with Parkinson's, the good, the bad, and the reality. If this episode moved you, helped you, or reminded you you're not alone, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Want to go deeper? The Inner Circle is waiting. Monthly Zoom calls, 24/7 community, and a direct line to Bryce. You'll find the link in the show notes. Until next time, keep showing up and keep doing life today.